And then if I can find it, because this is actually not correct, because guess what? Bogman, do you know how to do this bit? Best bets and then you go of the day. Okay, so it's time for the best bets
of the day
with not Joey P. It's actually Bogman. Pretend there's a beard and a Diamondbacks hat and then a cat feeder sound in the background feeding the cat. And the Welsh. That's right. We're going to give you our best bets of the day, brought to you by Bet365, promo code leading off, the best place to make your best bets of the day. All right, Bogman.
I'm trying to do that Joe face.
That is a pretty, he's got the De Niro thing. Let's hear yours, because I've done a lot of talking. What are your best bets of the day that we can lock into?
I'm going to take JD Martinez over 1.5 total bases. You are getting plus 145 on that. He is 500 in his career versus Walker with a double and a homer. That is my first one. I'm going to go with a hot hitter on my second one. He's also got a good PVB here. Connor Joe over 1.5 total bases. It's the same plus 145 on Bet365. And he is 6 for 10 with a bomb versus steal in his career. And my last one, I'm going to ride this Astros winning streak. They're minus 1.5 at home versus Oakland today. They've won 4 in a row. I think they pull out another win here.
Okay, I like it. Going over to my best bets of the day. I have to see where I even wrote them. Did I write them? I wrote them under Joe. That's another bad omen on the show sheet. Do you see that? I wrote mine under Joe.
I was wondering where they went. I figured you just didn't write them on the sheet.
This is an omen show. Like, I'm not sure if I like that. I've been a little bit better than Joe this year, so let's take it with a grain of salt. Speaking of, and see, this is weird. Look at these weird omens. What's my top bet of the day? It's a Mets bet, and I put it under Joe.
Ooh.
All right, guys.
I don't like that subliminal thinking, Welsh.
I don't either. And it's Mets Philly first 5 over 4.5 runs. You can get that around minus 110, minus 115. We've just seen a ton of runs scored for Philly lately. I mean, I got to tell you, over the last week and a half, it's been one of my probably best tracked bets is just tailing Philly. But you've got Quintana, who's got a 5.5 ERA. You've got Taijuan Walker, who's got an almost 5 ERA. I checked the weather. There's no big crazy stuff. There's no big crazy wind pulling in. There's no insane rain or anything like that. This is just going to be 2 stinky pitchers giving up runs. So through the first 5 innings, give me over essentially 5 runs or more. That's my first bet. Jared Jones. Now, Jared Jones, his worst strikeout performance of the year came against the Chicago Cubs, but I think he's got a better feel on the Chicago Cubs. And we saw Paul Skeens have a really good, solid, dominant performance. He just wasn't able to go deep. So I'm coming back to Jared Jones, who has had a litany of huge, big strikeout performances early on this season. And we've seen a Cubs team regress from a strikeout perspective as of late. So I'm taking Jared Jones on the alt strikeouts today, which is almost 2-1. It's plus 208 is where I found it. So 8+ strikeouts today. He did only have 4 against the Cubs last outing, but we've seen 10s, 7s, and 9s. I think he's going to get at the Cubs today. So I'm taking the alt strikeout. And then this actually might be my favorite that I was able to find. Dodgers team total runs, 4.5 over for the full game, around minus 125. That bet is the Dodgers scoring 5 or more runs. Algorithms have them over 5 right now. They're going up against Brett Suter with the Reds, against the Reds, and you got Glass now. I love them to score 5 or more runs. So minus 125, Dodgers team total runs. And then I put together a fun little nutty parlay for you. So take the alt strikeouts of Tyler Glass now at 10+. By the way, his number today is 8.5. That is his normal
know.
line.
I saw all those strikeout numbers, and it's a limited slate, and I was like, I just don't like any of these today.
8.5 is a huge number.
It's a big number.
So let's go up. Let's alt it to 10. Pair that with the Jared Jones alt at 8. It's almost 7-1 for payout. It was like 693. It's going to be somewhere in that vicinity. Jared Jones 8 strikeouts. Tyler Glass now 10. Combo together, get close to 7-1, and have really the best time that you could possibly have in the betting world today, even though there's a little bit of an omen for your best bets of the day. That's right, with Scotty B and the Welsh, not Joey.